want to show you a video now from my program called Personal Brand Creator Pro, where I actually teach you how to build a personal brand on social media and use it effectively. So I want to show you a video from the mindset module called The History of Social Media and how that affects you. This video is imperative to understand these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, really any social media platform, how it's grown up, how it's evolved, more importantly, how people interact and what they're expecting as far as the masses, everybody who uses social media daily, and then finally how that affects you, how you actually have to change your behaviors, the way you're posting content and interacting with people to actually fit into that mold and actually give your viewers, the people, the masses, what they want and be captivating, be intriguing, interesting to new people, the people that you do not know. Those are the people that you're talking to. Enough talk, let's jump right into the video. So I have to make this video, and it's called The History of Social Media, really where we've come from and where we are today and why this program really exists in the first place. So think back to 10, 15 years ago now, around 2007, 2008, when Facebook was first started. You might have been in middle school, high school, college, maybe even in work at some office type environment. Think back to that time. In my case, it was some girl in high school made me make a Facebook. At the time when you got on there, you just friended the people you knew in real life, right? You didn't know anybody else other than the people you knew and you saw every single day. It's crazy how people completely forget 10 years ago even what the normal day-to-day routine was and like what was going on back then. Like YouTube didn't exist 20 years ago. Twitter didn't exist 20 years ago. Instagram didn't. All of these things are brand new and things have changed so rapidly, but I guess it's kind of so incremental and gradual that people really don't notice the massive change and difference of where it's come from and where it is now. But again, think back to that time. You just friended the people you were friends with. So say you friended about 80 to 100 to maybe 120 people that you were friends with in your high school, and depending on how big the high school was, the college, the middle school, whatever it is, could be more or less, right? But you only friended the people that you knew in real life, that you actually knew, you actually saw in real life. So people wanted to use this new platform, Facebook at the time, so they would post anything they can think of. Right? They would post the new car they just got, a meal at a restaurant, a coffee cup, random neighbor's dog, like the yard that they just cut, like complete random stuff that nobody would ever care about, like scrapbook stuff. You know when you're on the plane and you have no Wi-Fi? Right, because for some reason they don't offer Wi-Fi. You don't want to pay the $40 for the 2-hour flight. What do? Do you just sit there and stare at the seat in front of you?
Just gonna sit there staring at the back of the seat?
No, of course not. You go through your photos or like text or something, right? But it's usually photos, and you're just like scrolling through your old photo collage and just your photo catalog. Those are the types of photos that people were posting on Facebook back in the day, right? When people were discovering this platform. Problem is, they were getting likes for doing that. They were getting rewarded for doing that. If you don't know the cognitive biases, right? Number one is reward. Even innate unconscious default reactions or channel paths that have already been kind of mapped out for your brain. One of them is you like to be rewarded and you don't like to be punished. So when people were rewarded for that type of behavior, posting those types of photos, they thought this is the correct thing to do. I'm on the right track here. But they didn't know that the only reason they were getting the likes on those scrapbook photos was because they knew the person in real life. You saw Billy, you saw Sandra, you saw Samantha at school every day, or you saw Johnny at school every day. So there's a photo that Johnny posted. I might as well like it. I want to maintain my relationship with Johnny. So here's my like, buddy. And then now he thinks that him posting the photo of his cactus he just got, he should do that more. He got rewarded. It's like a dog when you're training them, right? He got rewarded, and based on his behavior, that feedback loop told him to now do that more. Right? This may seem so crazy, and you're like, Corey, why are you talking about this? Don't worry, I'm going to try to make a point here, right? It didn't just stop with people posting horrible photos. Remember the status updates? Remember like in Facebook, it was like, Sarah is feeling blank. Facebook wanted you to fill out that blank. The girl at the school, one of the popular girls at school or college or the office, whatever, would be like, Sandra is feeling sad. 120 likes, 80 comments. And as a man, you're just like, wow, if a man put that up there, Billy is feeling sad, people would be insulting him, right? He would get negative likes. So just a lot of weird kind of things happen that people based how they treat social media on, because it's like a first impression. It's called the primacy effect. When you first do something and you first meet somebody, you first or experience a platform, you tend to only remember that first initial impression, how things were when they first happened. That's why your parents will always think you're just a kid, or you met your boss for the first time. They thought you were lazy because you showed up late 3 days in a row. Things like that. They gained this perspective of the platform in this false feedback loop kind of way with this very small petri dish skewed study that they were doing themselves in their mind without even knowing it. So let's keep on track. So people posted random stuff on social media and they got rewarded for it, even though it was complete garbage, because the people that were following them at the time, they knew them in real life. So they could have posted anything and they would have liked it. It's like a celebrity. It's like when a girl's obsessed with a celebrity can post anything and she'll like it. She'll comment on it. They like the person, not the content. So understand that, where social media's come from, how it really grew up in the early stages. Because most people to this day act that same way. They look at social media the same way. And it's those same people that are on the Explore page all day. They're on the Reels page all day. They're on TikTok just endlessly scrolling. Endlessly. I forget what study is. I gotta find it again. But it's like they did a study on like some office type work environments, how much work actually gets done in these kind of offices. And it was something like 6 to 7 hours out of an 8-hour workday is spent like goofing off on social media, on the internet, browsing. So literally like 5 to 7 hours of the day when they're supposed to be working, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Explore page, they're on TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. So the reason I'm saying all this is because you have to be very aware of who your demographic is, who your target market is, right? And how they think, what they do, how they operate, what level of instant gratification they're looking for is, what their attention span is. It's very, very short. They're on their Explore page, they're on their feed, they're on TikTok, they're on the Reels. They're just constantly scrolling and just kind of stimulating themselves, right? They're consumers, they're consumer mindset. That's 95 to 98% of the population on Instagram right now. You have to be very, very aware of that, who the people you're talking to are and what they do on a day-to-day basis, right? This may seem very negative, but like, change my mind. This is what the masses do. This is how the masses operate. So now that we know that, we have to understand that we're not in 2014 Instagram times anymore. We're current day, we're present day. Every single person and their mom is on Instagram. Every single person. Athletes, Victoria's Secret models, CEOs, billionaires, presidents of countries, like every single person. You can send a message to any one of those people. CEO, a billionaire, Ty Lopez, you can send a DM to anybody. They might not open it, they might not see it, right? But you could send it to them. That's pretty unheard of. With that being said, the amount of people now on social media, the goals have changed. What you can actually attain from Instagram has changed, right? You can network with very, very high status people easily. You can date very attractive girls, and you can also build your business and launch and catapult your business results, leads, customers, prospects, et cetera, just from solely Instagram. Now that we know where social media kind of came from, how it grew up, and how the masses treat social media to this day, and also the goals on social media, what we can actually attain, we can date very attractive girls, we can network with very, very high status people, we can also build our business. We can get a lot of leads and customers from solely Instagram. We now have to set up our profile, our account, in a way that is captivating to new people we don't know, or people we barely know, we've barely seen. That should be on your mind constantly, is how do you appeal to people you do not know? How do you make your page, your account, the photos you're posting, the videos, the captions you're writing, how do you make that appealing to people who don't know you, who've never seen you before, who are going to be seeing you on the Explore page, and that's your time to shine. That's your time to outbeat the competition, to be more stimulating, be more attractive, more captivating, more mysterious, to beat out that Explore page post. Because go on the Explore page right now, you're competing with half-naked girls, puppies and cats, memes, astrology memes, extremely jacked dudes, and Mykonos. That's your competition. Good luck, right? Like that's who you're literally competing with. So I want to give you the roadmap. I want to give you the history of why people think the way they do in the first place, how the masses currently think right now, how they're interacting with your page and what they want. And I also want to give you the goals, because this is very important knowledge to be aware of to even know why we're doing this in the first place, right? So now with all that being said, now we know the history, we know how the masses operate, we know our goals. Again, we have to set up our profile, our account in a way that is stimulating, captivating, tells a story, has a message with every single post, caption, story. Your bio should be perfectly aligned to be captivating and be easily digestible to people who've never seen you before, right? That's so important. How would somebody react to your page if they were just given your account and they don't know who you are from a hole in the wall? They've never heard of you. That should be on your mind constantly, because you're appealing to new people for the most part, or at least you should be if you want to have a lot of people coming to your page. This is the biggest gripe I have with people who are like, I want a lot of followers. I want tens of thousands of followers. I want 100,000 followers. And I'm like, well, you don't deserve it. Like, as harsh as that sounds, you're posting pretty terrible content. You're not posting content that isn't selfish, right? You're posting selfish content. Only the photos that you would know. Selfie of you is a selfish piece of content. A photo of your dog or your bowl of fruit that you ate that morning, or your coffee that you drew something in the milk, that's not going to cut it. That's not too good to be ignored. One of my favorite books. Now you understand the history, how the masses think, the goals. You now have to set up your profile in a way that is captivating, intriguing. People understand who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing the things you're doing. They have to be captivated by your content. They have to be interested in you and curious and want to know more about you. And in this program, through these different modules, we're going to be teaching you step by step of how to make yourself captivating, intriguing, interesting, make them obsessed with you, make them waiting for your next post. A lot of members in this course right now, their followers are literally waiting for their next photo, their next post. When they do post, a bunch of people in the comments are like, you haven't posted in a while, where you been? We missed your content, bro. It's a very motivating kind of lower self thing to hear when people are literally waiting and obsessed with your content, and not just your photos, not just your caption, but your stories, your highlights, etc., etc. So it's very, very exciting to portray yourself in this way where you're educating, you're inspiring, you're actually giving value on a daily basis, and that gets them interested in you. And now that they're interested, they want to hear what you have to say. They want to click the link in your bio. They want to DM you, whatever your call to action is in your bio. The girl wants to get to know you more. The guy wants to be friends with you. The business prospect wants to do business with you, etc., etc. So with this video, guys, again, to summarize, I wanted to give you the history, how the masses kind of treat and operate on social media to this day, goals on social media, and then now that we know all of those things, how do we align ourselves? How do we present ourselves, our accounts, in the best way possible to be as advantageous for our goals as possible? I hope you enjoyed. Talk to you soon. Hope you guys liked that video. If you want to learn more, if you want to get more dates, if you want to network with higher status people, or you want to build your business on social media, check out the description below. I'm giving away free Instagram audits where I actually personally review your Instagram page and send you a video of it for a little while longer. I can't do it for too much longer. Check out the link below to actually get your free Instagram audit. Talk to you soon. Peace.